I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin. In this video, we're going to have a look at the crypto market of today. Russia just invaded Ukraine. The market is down. There is extreme fear on the horizon. Now, with the activities in the world, let's not get into politics. Let's just focus on the crypto market. What can we expect? How are things going to unfold? And of course, in every downtrend, there might be some opportunity. If you hear a little bit of background noise, that's the heavy rain in Amsterdam striking against my windows. So obviously I have a beautiful office here, as you can all see and notice, but it doesn't look as beautiful as the crypto market right now. When I say beautiful, when these things turn deep red, I mean there's tremendous opportunity, right? Everybody looks at like, oh my God, everything is crashing. Let's put all the money into stables. I think you're quite too late to put the money into stables right now, in my opinion. You're never really too late if you think it's going to crash more. But I mean a 20% decline in the entire market in one day. If you put your coins into stables yesterday, that would have been a lot better of a decision perhaps. So if we open up Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can definitely see a significant decline over the last 7 days, specifically happening when yesterday it was about 38.8k and then it had a rapid decline to 34k. Right now it's not really stable, so to say. You can definitely see a linear downward trend, but that significant drop on the invasion news of Ukraine pushed it along even more. Right now, a little turbulent still, but relatively stable for the last couple of hours. Ethereum chart looks almost literally the same. Right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the trading volume is definitely the main difference. Now, when we look at the overall market, obviously my number one advice or my number one thing that I'm going to do myself is exactly what I did yesterday. And that is do nothing, sit here and just wait, right? I see a lot of people basically saying like, oh, I need to put my money into stable coins. As I said before, I think you're too late. Right now, at this moment, you just got to ride it out. What comes down must come up at some point. Every single time people are saying like crypto winter is coming, every time 5-10% downward trend in the market. Where this might be true, it has also not been true multiple times. Of course, I am nowhere near a technical analysis person or whatever the fuck you might call that, right? Somebody who reads the charts accurately. I just look at common sense and some probability. I am planning on making some moves today, I will tell you that. So I will stand on the sidelines for however long is required, but there are some opportunities presenting itself which we'll go over, which are a little bit too good to pass up on now. Markets like 40% down on launchpads like this discount sale is something that I would say we can't really ignore. We're seeing like, for example, on CDFI for the last year, we're heading into that lowest low direction, right? Before the crypto bull run, it was about 330. Right now it's $5. We're getting incredibly close at tremendous opportunities, because in the crypto gaming bull run it was $16. Don't get me wrong, it might not happen in the next 4 to 6 months, right? I have no clue how this is all going to unfold, but I'm a long-term investor, right? I do some short-term trades, I do some short-term flips, but specifically getting in on launchpads and going in big on launchpad. I have sufficient money in stables because I have been accumulating stables, taking profit, as I always tell you guys to do, take consistent profit. But of course, I've also made significant losses, right? People always ask me, why you never show your losses? If we look at Cryo War, which is like my favorite long-term hold, I bought this at $1 2 months ago, right? Or a month and a half ago. I bought this at $1. It's right now 23 cents. Am I worried? I'm not worried, right? Because definitely on the longer term focus, I don't understand, right, primarily why your focus would be here, right? So the last, let's say 7 days. Why are we so focused what's happening now? And if we zoom out, you can definitely see that major linear downward trend that is not reversing, right? That pattern is not reversing. So that linear downward trend is normal. Will it go down more? If we look at this trend, which is happening the last 2.5 months, probably, right? It's just moving down. The probability of it moving down more is likely, specifically with the current market conditions. If you take something that has been around a lot longer, like Bitcoin, right? This chart looks a lot different, right? From 2013 onwards. However, if we zoom in to where Bitcoin is right now, when you would look at this chart, you would say you have nothing to worry about, right? So it's definitely the relative scope of things. This is only like a year, right? These entire mountains that you see here, those little two titties, right? That's like 1 year. So you can imagine what would happen in the next year. Do we experience a true crypto winter, or are we just seeing another consolidation period where thereafter the price could potentially move up again? Who knows? I don't know, but I'm also not freaking out, panic selling, and then getting burned later on. I'm still, in the moments of disaster, looking for opportunity, right? I do have a significant number in stable coins, so I'm definitely able to make moves if I deem that might be interesting. So let's look at the launchpads first, right? The best launchpads I would consider buying right now myself. All right, let's basically filter this on a 7-day lowest average, what I think is interesting. So let's look at UFO Gaming first, right? So UFO Gaming made a significant rally not too long ago, as we can see, right? So it was 8.6. And it basically doubled. It made like 100% gain. But right now, at the moment, it's even lower than that moment it was before. When we look at the 1-year trend, we can see some tremendous gains and like a really low. So it's basically going back to the original pre-gaming bull run price. And that's like, I think, in my point of view, the most interesting pattern that we're seeing right now. These coins going lower or near the low of that original gaming bull run starting cycle. Doesn't mean the cycle will happen again, right? Don't get me wrong. It just shows like a very interesting entry point potential for these tokens, right? So UFO Gaming might be interesting. I'm not too sure if they're actually ready with their launchpad or what's happening, because it's classified under a launchpad. They did say they were going to launch a launchpad, but so far I have not seen anything regarding a launchpad, right? So they have a whole lot of IDs, I think, with like a game, play to earn, NFT marketplace. But I don't think the launchpad is actually there yet. Okay, let's go back to the launchpads. Okay, so SuperFarm, definitely interested in the Imposters launch, right? So I did buy back my NFT when I got some alpha information from the Digits Club, right? So I sold here, 118 is where I sold. Obviously, good move, turns out, right? Now I'm going to make a re-entry, probably today, in SuperFarm. I don't think it will crash a lot more, because within 2 weeks, when SuperFarm can be used to buy the Imposters NFT, I think I'm willing to put in, I think you need about $2,500 worth. So it will be equivalent of like 1 Ethereum in SuperFarm. I think that's like a good point, good entry point right now. If we would expect a similar pump for Imposters as before, then it should go back to about $1, $1.20 when the actual mint is going to happen, or just before the mint. Obviously, I don't want to get into SuperFarm at that point, because it would be really expensive. Right, so that's basically only for the Imposters NFT launch. Other than that, Future Peak, well, obviously, I had the opportunity to invest into Future Peak when it IDO'd. They chose one of the worst timings. It's a very weird launchpad as well. I don't think these numbers are correct. 36K market cap would be really strange. But I am definitely interested to see what they actually launched on, or maybe we can see it on Crypto Rank. Vulture Peak. 35 cents. Ah, it's not even too bad. Not too bad at all. It's holding above IDO price. So 1.3x. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's definitely not bad, taking into consideration the current market conditions. So let's just say I didn't say anything bad about Vulture Peak. But that's a launchpad where you have to buy allocation. So definitely any pad, of course, at 1.1 cents. They got their staking coming up, their new website, which has been delayed again and again and again. I don't know why they're waiting so long. But this is basically, as soon as the market reverses, it's probably your easiest 100% ROI. Right? Because it's 1 cent. It's most likely when they do a launch, it will go back to 2 cents and you got like 100% ROI. So definitely any pad would be on my consideration list to purchase. None of these, none of these, none of these. People keep asking me about meme pad. I don't think the quality of the launches is there to consider it at the moment. Okay, Polkastarter, the pulse is down. Always has shown to be quite a versatile launchpad in general, but when we look at the trend, you can definitely see it's reaching a lower low period, right? So that also occurred in around July 2021, so less than a year ago. And before that, it was quite bullish. In the gaming bull run, it went up, but they don't only focus on games, right? So that's something to consider. However, it is definitely interesting, Polkastarter, something that you might want to consider as well. Right, Seedify, obviously, we already looked at it before briefly. When we look at the all-time chart, it's again back around this period, right? Just when the bull run kicked off, the crypto gaming bull run. Will we see it again at like 80 cents price? I don't think so. I don't think that will ever happen again. But would it be amazing that we could see it at $3? Yes, I think that would be really, really great. But perhaps we should not be as greedy, because $5 is obviously a great price as well, in my opinion, for the quality of the launchpad. Just do take into consideration that the allocations will be low. Right, Soul Razor, coming from a Solana launchpad, also quite some opportunity. Hasn't really performed well, so to say, after. So they launched before the crypto gaming bull run, and it has been quite stable ever since, just slowly losing value over time, right? No huge pumps, no huge dumps. Let me see if they have anything lined up. Okay, so they do have quite some quite some projects coming out, or three projects, and then Project Hive. Nothing I've heard before, actually. You need to do KYC. But yeah, at least they're operational, they're active. But it's not something I would put on my list, personally. Right? Then you got like the Bluezilla Launchpads, Pay Network. So Pay Network has lost a tremendous amount of its value, same as VLaunch. VLaunch, no surprise, right? I've always been quite negative about VLaunch, and I was correct, right? VLaunch, the whole model, staking for 5 years, returns, Ethereum blockchain, it just doesn't make that much sense. It's really overhyped, and I think it's a fucking shit launchpad. Okay, end of story. Pay Network, I think it's a solid launchpad, has been around for a long time. However, so they just had a 1-year anniversary, right? You can definitely see that struggle as of the last couple of months, right? If your token value was at one point during the crypto gaming bull run $6, right, or $5.88, and right now it's 22 cents, that hurts. That must really, really hurt as a launchpad. But all these launchpads are extremely down right now. So yeah, I would consider Pay Network. That's like extremely affordable right now. What else do we have that's like super in the minus? So we got Comunitas right here, which is interesting. They have not had that much damage, but they had quite some good damage control lately. So they have decided, they have a 5-year treasury vesting of their own token, and they're going to burn all those tokens. So every month tokens are being released, and at the same time they're going to burn those tokens. So the price of Communitas moving forward and it being like a Polygon launchpad, I think it has tremendous potential. Some other launchpads that I want to consider, Unix, of course. Unix Gaming is not down that much. It's holding quite strong. So after their IDO, obviously that linear downward trend, we made an entry right here, and it has not met that price yet. Compared to how the market is moving, I think it's doing quite good. But their staking is obviously quite attractive as well. One other platform I want to consider is Polkastarter, which I wanted to take an entry at 55 cents. I'm really happy that I didn't. Of course, nobody can really forecast the market, but to make an entry at 30 cents would be a lot more affordable with the current market conditions. So 30 cents on the Polkastarter launchpad, and I'm quite sure that will revive after the bearish pattern has been completed in the market. So this is definitely on my list. Maybe this is the number one launchpad on my list right now. I already have 500,000 AnyPad tokens. I would only join that to flip the tokens. I would not want more allocation there, but I am very interested in Polkastarter picking that token up. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on that. When we look at the actual game, the crypto gaming scene, one of our favorites, what do we have? 30% down, 32% down, 37% down. So let's take a look at Gala, because Gala did that 100% pump not too long ago, right? It's literally back at the same opportunity, 1925. It's almost back after they did like a 100% pump. Now it's back again. And you can definitely see that on the all-time chart. Look at this, when it pumped during the crypto gaming bull run and where it's at right now. It still needs to go a little bit lower, but this is one of the strongest gaming tokens, right? Super interesting that the crypto ultra is holding quite strong at around $1, to be fair. Vulcan, $8. I can't wait for it to go down lower, and I will make my significant entry into this project. I've been patient, I've been waiting, and it's almost time, right? It's almost time. I think this project will do great long term. And $8, I mean, come on, man. That's too crazy. That's like pre-crypto gaming bull run prices. And that's basically what you're seeing. I keep repeating myself. That's basically what you're seeing all around the board. So my interest, I'm not going to buy any crypto tokens. So let me explain to you why I'm not going to take entry on crypto gaming, because it's too volatile right now. Like political situations, economic sanctions, how the money moves. The reason I would buy into launchpads because they're affordable. I stake the tokens and the benefit comes later. Right? The benefit comes later. The benefit comes 3 to 6, maybe 12 months from now when the market reverses into a bullish pattern, and then these tokens become really expensive, and in the meantime I get allocation, and at that point I'm probably in the highest bracket for very cheap because I made the entry in the bearish market. With these gaming tokens, I would not stake those tokens. I would not get anything in addition for it, unless you provide liquidity or whatever, which I'm not really into. I would just hold the tokens for the appreciation in value over time. And that's a little bit too risky of an entry right now. Yes, they are extremely affordable. Yes, this could be the best opportunity. But yesterday we also thought we had great opportunity and it went even lower. Right? So it can go up, it can go down, nobody knows. I do know that, I mean, like a $5 Vulcan, I'm not going to pass up. I'm going to buy $20,000, $30,000 worth of Vulcan, maybe $50,000 if it's at $5, right? And then, again, I will lock it for 4 to 6 months. I will just not look at it. If it goes down to $1, that is what it is, because I think long-term bullish on Vulcan, definitely. Minds of Delania, 65 cents, so that's not even that bad, to be fair. Veracity basically lost all its value that it gained, right? It had definitely, the same time as Gala, it had like a good pump, right? But now it's even lower than that, which we can definitely see. Aurori holding very strong, so that's good. Krabata lost like huge part of its pump. It did pump like 150% over the last 3 months, so that's okay. The guilds are not doing that well. They're also not losing any direct value, because I think the guild ecosystem by itself is quite valuable as is. But it's quite funny to see that some of these tokens are only losing like 5-10%. But look at this, Sidus Heroes, 46%. Holy fuck. They're taking huge hits. I've been quite negative in my community, specifically about Sidus, over the last couple of weeks, if not months, right? I'm not as bullish on the project. I think it's quite a bit of a cash grab. Then when it started, the roadmap is really, really long. But 46% down, I don't know if that is what I was expecting, right? 30% down just today, 51% down. So definitely, yeah, the microcap gaming is extremely volatile. We all know this, and now we are experiencing it. 34% down here on the Senate. And then you got some shit tokens. Soul Chicks, under 2 cents. Crazy, crazy. Things are definitely crumbling, right? Which leaves opportunity, right? So I definitely do not want to focus, myself at least, on the short-term bearishness, right? There's no use in checking your portfolio 10 times a day when you know the market is in a bearish trend. The same thing if it's in a bullish trend. If you refresh every 10 minutes, we've all done this, right, in the past. There's no direct benefit except making yourself a little paranoid, right? Of course, the lower Ethereum price brings a lot of opportunity to the actual NFT market, right? So have a look at OpenSea. Let's see what the ranking is looking like currently. No. Okay. So there's some new collections being launched with quite some volume. So those are actually doing quite well. But you can see the 24-hour volume on everything is basically up due to the Ethereum price dropping. So Bored Ape Yacht Club a couple of weeks ago at 100 Ethereum, right now at 80 Ethereum. Mutant Apes going from 25 Ethereum back to 15 Ethereum. Clementines Nightmare, I actually like that one. Is it revealed yet? I haven't been following. I did a video review on Clementine's Nightmare, the game. No, it hasn't been revealed yet. But sitting at 0.6 Ethereum, coming from 1 Ethereum, so definitely lost some value there as well. Sandbox 3.5, Doodles 9.8. Yeah, so we can see basically all the Ethereum projects. One, they've dropped in Ethereum, but also the Ethereum itself has lost quite a significant amount of value. So that's like a double loss. Not only on the dollar valuation, but also on the Ethereum valuation. Bioland at 1.4 ETH. Bored Ape Kennel Club 6.4. And again, these NFTs are illiquid and long-term plays, so definitely even more risky than coins in my opinion. But there might be some interesting opportunities around the corner. Fee Friends at 12.8, so they're definitely still quite expensive. Anything else that we see that we might want to get into or that we're currently holding? Grandpa Ape Country Club, like man, they make so many spin-offs of that shit, is crazy. So the Nano Pass, 1.7. And when we look at the rest of the list, we got the Neo Tokyo Outer Identities gaining volume again at 2.8 ETH. Well, obviously, these with the lower ETH value are now really affordable. Neo Tokyo Citizens, 14 Ethereum, definitely up for grabs for cheap. Journey Club, 3 Ethereum. And the SuperFarm Genesis. So I think these are obviously also at this point, for the imposters that is, right, quite affordable. So when we look at the list of all the ones that would qualify, obviously select buy now, you can now get a qualifier for about 1.3 Ethereum, which is extremely affordable, I would say, compared to what they were before, right? But of course, the Ethereum value has gone down, so you would have to get the benefit if you only move money from stables into Ethereum right now. If you were already holding Ethereum, then it doesn't matter that much. You just have a slight difference in the actual price of the NFT in Ethereum, if that makes much sense. So definitely the OpenSea market getting more volume, but that's always the case when the ETH price goes down. Everything quite turbulent still. We can still check the latest news through Al Jazeera to see what's happening. There have been many updates, but there's like basically sanctions and basically going some back and forth. But at the end of the day, there is nothing really to do than wait and see how the market develops. Are we going to recover? Are we going to go more bearish? I will let you know tomorrow in another video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and check back. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.